Okay, we're standing in my backyard, and this is part of my Victory Garden Challenge. This used to be a pretty lawn, and today we're gonna have a bunch of friends over here. We're going to get this stuff out of here. We're gonna build some boxes, a bunch of soil is showing up, and let's turn this pretty little backyard into an edible landscape and something that is a positive contributor to the community, my family, our health, and all those types of things. My good buddy, Dr. Arthur Gazarians. It's a hot day and we're about to get started. Doc, thank you.
Of course, man, anytime.
You want to stand there? Maybe that dirty anyways, right?
I think it's 2%. Okay. What's that missing?
Okay, so boxes are done, boxes are in. We're trying to figure out, we're gonna switch out my sprinkler system and cap it so that we could have a drip system. So we're trying to figure out what we gotta do there so that we have water in there and the pipes coming up before we put 7 cubic yards of healthy soil in there, and they're not gonna be able to move. So a couple more steps. Soil will go in once the plumbing is in. Last step will be the pea gravel on this part of it, and then we get to plant. You know, we get to garden, so we're gonna have some fun.
Great to see you.
Great
man.
to see you. Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome.
You're sweaty.
Oh yeah, man, we've been going all day. Arthur.
Nice to meet you, Arthur. You've got the boxes laid out really nice. You've got space to pass through. We have to have the space for the wheelbarrow to bring the soil in, but also it's a social space. You know, we want to be able to get around. We want to have space to work on the plants, you know, and not fall into the other bed. So I think you have a really nice balance of growing boxes to space. For example, right now the drainage slopes off here. So this garden area, when it gets saturated, is going to run onto the sidewalk. But some of that extra soil, if we created a little berm across the front and on the sides, it would catch the rainwater. You know, and this is just thinking about rainwater harvesting. And one way we do that is we create like a sunken basin garden that has higher edges. And so that's a method that's used. So it could be done, for example, with brick that, you know, would maybe fit the decorative pattern of the community, but it would create an area so when water came in there, instead of just running off, more of it would soak in.
Got it.
So it's just the thought process.
How about some hugelkultur, like planting some sort of deadwood down there and building a mound, a physical mound over it?
Well, the hugelkultur method is a fascinating one. What we're talking about is basically creating a sponge out of wood. So dead trees, you know how when they decompose they get very spongy? Well, in this wonderful Austrian guy, Austro-German, Hugel, he would take trees that were cut down and make a small depression and lay the logs out and then cover them with soil. And the soil with the trees in it will hold about 75% more moisture than the soil itself. And then they plant in that, and it takes years for it to decompose and slump down. So unfortunately here, it takes a certain mass for that to really work. And they generally are pretty big, like the width of this sidewalk or more. But it's a very interesting method. And then you could also have features like that clay soil. You could have little berms, what we call micro swales, across this space that you pull back the mulch, you make a little berm like maybe 6 inches high, and then put the mulch back over it. The association won't even notice it, but as the water comes, it will spread out and penetrate rather than just running off onto the sidewalk. Basically, every surface of your house is a potential growing space. Like, you know, right here is a spot where we could grab soil to plant a vine that you could train across this arch if you wanted to. You get to modify all of this. And in certain areas, like this poor jasmine that's not making it, if we lift it up, you know, and plant it where it has better drainage, we might be able to save it. But that's another spot where you could have an amazing fruit tree.
I'm excited. I mean, this is going to be a lot of work, but it's glorious. I mean, it's just really fun.
Well, and it's the ice bucket challenge that you're making.
That's right. This is it. The victory garden is
take out your lawn and grow food, and it'll make you healthier both through the physical exercise, the mental exercise.
Catch some sun, eat
catch
some good
sun,
food,
get some vitamin D, and then you have a continuous source of meditative labor, coming out and spending a few minutes with your garden, you know, pulling a few weeds, you know, pinching some lettuce for tonight's dinner, pinching some basil, you know, whatever it is, harvest a cucumber or tomato. And you will be developing a greater level of food literacy in them. So they won't think that food comes from a clown that you order in a window where they hand you a bag.
Which is about 3 generations deep now.
And many Americans would die because the power goes out and they close all those places. And people go, they could be standing in the middle of a farm going, there's no food.
Right.
You know, because
it's not wrapped in paper.
It's not wrapped in paper, and the clown didn't talk to him.
It didn't come with a toy.
Or that. And is that the right inducement? You know, but there's a thing, when you pull a carrot with your child for the first time, their eyes will get like as big as silver dollars, you know. They come out of the ground, you know, and you got them.
So today's November 25th, and we're a couple months out from when I started this. This used to be a lawn, and we were wasting a lot of water on something that wasn't giving us food and was really not doing anything for the environment. So now we've minimized the amount of water we use, and look what we've got. Got romaine lettuce, I've got kale, got red lettuce, we have some Brussels sprouts in between, some onions and chives, we got cabbage over there, some more Brussels sprouts and chives, basil, cilantro, tons of amazing tomatoes, lemon balm, eggplant, chives, garlic, onions, peppers, and we've got a whole other section over here with a ton of stuff coming, including squash. We got mints, pomegranate, and more mint over here. So I have enough here to get out 25 to up to about 50% of the food that we consume. We got limes, Meyer lemons, apricots, avocados soon to come behind us. And this is a normal suburban backyard. And so I would like to say that this is my victory garden, and now I'm challenging all the good people in our world to tear out your lawns, and let's start doing this. Let's start doing the sensible thing. Let's start moving towards the right direction and having a better relationship with food and having a better use of our space, our resources, and connecting. Look, it's also beautiful. Yeah? Come on, join me.